Hey, welcome to Spit in the Bit. This is our year-end wrap-up to kind of talk about what's happened this year in horse racing a little bit, and kind of looking forward to next year for the Derby and the Kentucky Oaks. So, how you doing, Kev?
Doing good. How are you doing, Bill?
I'm good. How was your Christmas?
It was pretty awesome. How about you?
It was good. I was out in Washington. I am out in Washington D.C. visiting my daughter and my granddaughter and my son-in-law. So staying at their place right now. So
You guys get snow or I
no, weather's been
no?
beautiful here. It looks like
Oh,
I
that's good.
dodged one in Southern California. It's been raining like crazy there. So
Proverbial cats and dogs. Yeah, I saw that they at least for the first day I didn't check
2 days.
yesterday, but like they delayed 2 days now. San
Yeah,
Diego's opening. Yeah,
yeah,
there must be a month.
which is kind of rough, but I'm not flying back till the 30th. And guess what? Zazie, she was supposed to run on the 28th today, but her race got pushed back to the 31st. I'm going to be able to make
Perfect.
Zazie's race.
Yeah, I this morning I suddenly had a moment where I was, wait a second. Bill said the 28th. No, but did he say it got switched to the 31st? So I had to check. Um,
Yes, sir.
but yeah,
It's all good stuff. Hey,
that
so
is good stuff.
let's how about this year? I know one of the things that both you and I are makes us a little bit grumpy is the idea that a horse
I
builds a
can't be.
career, they win the Derby, they win the class, they win some big races, and then the owners uh, do the do the businessy thing and retire them to stud and make a lot of money of them as a stallion. And it we feel, I mean, speaking for myself, but I kind of know what you feel. It kind of robs us as fans. So
Mhm.
so let's talk about some of those um, that have retired. Let me go through a list of those that retired this year.
And yeah, sure. Go do that first.
Okay,
Because then I've got
there are
plenty
a
to
few,
talk about with Grumpy.
okay. There are a few that have not retired, and kind of keep your ears open for those. See which ones you, because think about the ones you want to see most race next year, and I think you'll be happy about that. All right, so we have
Yeah.
Sarah Leone has
Retired,
retired
right?
and retired
But put
to
in a really
Ashford.
nice 4 year,
Yeah,
but put in a really nice fourth year four campaign.
yes, and is at Ashford Stud. The stud fee is $75,000.
Interesting.
Fierceness. Fierceness has retired. Ashford Stud, and his fee is 50,000. Mystic Dan,
That's the
Kentucky
one I'm
Derby winner.
bummed about. We didn't get to see him run in the.
No, his stud fee is 15,000.
Sure.
Another one, Mind Frame, Claiborne Farms, $50,000. Citizen Bull, uh, champion 2 year old Ashford Stud. They don't say what his fee is here, but he's one you and I talked about. He's we think he's going to be a pretty good. He's going to make some pretty good horses moving forward. He's
Yeah, and I'm not sure a Derby, classic distance. Like, that was the concern. Um, even going into his uh, year three,
yeah.
can he handle classic distance? I think he proved that wasn't his bread and butter, but
Well,
um,
like
his performance at the Breeders' Cup this year was awesome.
yeah, when like Jay said, really the horses that have done the horses and colts that have done well at the classic distances haven't always been the best stallions. It's kind of the milers.
Right.
The speed seems to come from the male side, and the endurance comes from the female side. Often, we'll put it that way. It's not exact, but
Yeah, no, I think that's legit. I mean,
yeah,
it's certainly something to look at because um, we haven't seen that yet, that we get a lot of repeat performances in the bloodlines.
For sure. So those are kind of the biggies. You have Carl Spackler, an Irish turf horse, Grade One winner that's retiring. Patch Adams, multiple Grade One winner, is retiring. Arthur's Ride, which won the Whitney Stakes, is going to Taylor's Made. So you have those, but there are three that I really want to see race next year in 2026 that are still racing. Who are they in your book?
Well, I'd like to point out,
Okay.
outside of Mystic Dan, I know there's the um, number 3 horse that could have been the finished second in the Derby with Mystic Danny. Forever Young's not retiring, correct?
Correct. That is one of the three that I want to see and did not retire.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. That's awesome because that horse has shown some real toughness in classic races, and that's I love that they've raced that horse literally all over the world, and they continue to do so. I think that's awesome.
It is awesome.
Yep. So number 1 for me though, and I'm sure for you would be Sovereignty.
Yeah, Sovereignty is they not retiring, um, and that's a good thing. Good
And
race.
I I'm trying not to be negative. I think
Sometimes
there's a
it's funny.
theme.
What's that?
Well, I think there's a theme without naming names. Um, Outside of injuries to horses during like the Triple Crown runs, for example. Um, so for example, I'll have another Doug O'Neill. The horse gets hurt, so it's not a valid to say they shut him down. Um, but these trainers like McPeak, for example, Bill Mott, that err on the side of caution. Funny, they're running their horses into their 4th year,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
Well, and you didn't mention journalism. I think
Did not. That's the third one. Journalism is still going to race next year. So you have journalism, sovereignty,
and who
young.
is
One more
so
retiree, Torpedo Anna.
our Torpedo Anna,
Torpedo Anna
another
retired.
McPeak.
One of my favorite fillies of all time. Now they've just announced who she's scheduled to in
Ooh, fun question or trivia. Who? Give me a hint.
2026. Who do you think she's going to? Gunrunner.
Not a brand. Oh,
Gunrunner.
oh wow.
That's pretty good, huh?
That's awesome.
And
That's awesome.
the next year, 2027, Curlin.
Oh wow. Curlin's still out there doing his thing.
Yeah, Curlin isn't that
That's
the sire to journalism?
Ooh, I think so.
Yeah,
Curlin was an Asmussen horse, wasn't he?
great horse.
No, was he a Steve Asmussen horse? I thought.
Oh,
No.
I don't know.
Shoot. Um, but no, though that's Curlin is one of the few, if not the only, right, that won back-to-back Breeders' Cup.
Yes, you talked about that
Okay.
earlier in one of the earlier episodes, I think.
Yeah, that's a nice that's a nice 1-2 for her.
Yeah, can't wait to see what those horses turn out to be like. All right, hey, let's cover some races this year. What were the big race? The Triple Crown. You had the Derby won by Sovereignty. You had the Preakness won by Journalism. You had the Belmont Stakes won by Sovereignty. You have the Travers Stakes won by Sovereignty. Does that pretty much get him Horse of the Year? Those three big
I think
ones?
hands down. In my opinion, hands down. I'm the only other one that I could even remotely be talked into would be Forever Young.
Yeah, who
but
won the Breeders' Cup Classic. Um,
right, but
yeah,
outside, yeah, I that was a solid field historically in the in the Derby, and Sovereignty just blew them away, in my opinion. Um,
yeah,
he beat he beat Journalism in this in mid stretch, like, and for him to um, go on and win the Belmont, but then to later in the summer clean house in the Travers.
yeah.
To me, yeah. How about you?
Well, and to beat Journalism in the Derby in Belmont, when Journalism won the Preakness and Journalism won the Haskell,
Mm-hmm.
which are big races.
Journalism's a
Just him,
great horse. Like,
yeah, and for him to
I
get,
mean, if there was no Sovereignty this year, we would be talking about,
yeah,
um, we would be talking about, wow, Forever Young is really a great horse. He beat Journalism, who won two legs of the triple. I mean,
yeah,
he potentially could even won the Triple Crown without
right,
Sovereignty.
right. Some other big races:
So,
the Whitney, Sierra Leone, Pacific Classic, Fierceness, and then
mhm.
you have the Breeders' Cup Juvie won by Ted Nafi. So I think those are kind of the big races of the year, and kind
And the
of
one I thought that was, to me, there, if you're asking what, like the two races I thought were the most, from just a fan perspective, where you're going, oh man, what, that was a great race for me. Journalism and the Preakness, and then the Breeders' Cup Classic. I that Forever Young held off Sierra Leone, and same top three from the year before, but just
yeah,
shuffled a bit. Um, those two races were awesome.
yeah, that was really something. So, all right, and moving on. Let's look forward to next year. New Year's is coming on us, and as it stands right now, and I want to get let's share our top five fillies for the Kentucky Oaks.
All right, I'm going to start with my fifth best horse,
Sounds good.
and then we'll just go back and forth.
Sure.
5-5-4-4. All
Yeah.
right, for me, number five is Bella Ballerina.
I looked at Bella Ballerina and she was awful close, but I couldn't skip my fave, Grumpy Bunny. Or, I'm sorry, Grumpy
I
Rabbit.
can't argue with that.
Grumpy Rabbit is number five. Three races, one win, two thirds. The
Are you
third
going to start calling this horse Grumpy Thumper pretty soon?
Yeah, yeah, perfect. All right. My number four, then we'll come back to you. Uh, Life of Joy, two starts, two
Okay,
wins.
sure.
You know,
Can't argue
it's,
with that. I do not have that horse in my top five, but that was on my potential list. I put Zany number four.
that's a good horse.
I
Yeah,
thought yeah, and I thought that was a really dominant performance
yeah.
to close out its 2-year-old year.
Who do you have at three?
Three, I have Explora.
I have Explorer on my list, but not at three.
All
Um,
right. Yeah, I did a little flip flop, but
I have
yeah,
Tony Joe, who has four starts, three wins. It's made
sure.
617,000. Um, so yeah,
That was tempting for me as well.
my number two, I went with Super Corridora, the the winner at the Breeders' Cup. She has four
Yep.
starts, two wins in a second. She's made over 1 million already. Pretty
A
dominant
very
horse.
nice looking horse. Yep. That's your number two.
It's my number two.
All right. My number two is Percy's Bar. Um, and again, I think its recovery from getting bumped hard. I just I'm looking forward to the future of this horse, and has had some solid performances already.
Beautiful, great horse. Yeah, it was
Mm-hmm.
definitely in my top 10. Who's your number one?
You're number two.
Yeah.
Super Corridora.
Yeah. Is that, if I'm not mistaken, that's a saddler horse. It's owned by West Point Thoroughbreds.
Yes,
John Sadler, the trainer. I like him a lot. Good
I
horse.
do too.
I am number one. I have your number three. I have Explora as my number one.
On top.
Two races, two first, 2 seconds. One of those seconds was
Oh
in
yeah.
the Juvie, the Breeders' Cup, not the Juvie Breeders' Cup fillies. So
Right.
yeah,
I like all those horses that we named. They were all in my top 10 for sure. And it's early too, you know. This is it's more just fun to think about, huh, what might be.
yeah, yeah. Keep your eye on that grumpy rabbit. Hey,
And I like,
let's jump over to the Derby, where I had a real, to be honest, I had a really hard time past three. My four and five, I really, really struggled. My number five is Intrepido.
okay, I
Starts, 2 wins, won the American Pharoah Stakes. Um, look look good doing it. Isn't that Jeff Mullins' horse? But I don't know. I don't know if he's on the rise. But he's my number five.
yeah, and he's and I would have him in my top 10, and I ended up bumping him on my top five with almost a handicapper's look. Like, I'm not sure I want to scratch that last race because that was pretty disappointing for me. Yeah, I have Further Ado, my number five. Um, Went with most recent performance, and
Which was
hope for,
good. The race itself wasn't that impressive, but he was
right.
good. Yeah,
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I'm not going to put him in the class of the number one horse that I have on my list, but um, it's this time of year, and I want to see you win more than you win by 20 lengths. That makes sense.
yeah. All right, who do you
Who's
have?
your number four, or do you want me to go for now?
I'll go. I got a three. I have a over $3 million horse, Brant.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, I was tempted to put Brent in there at five, but I again, I went with
yeah.
I'll
Brant
go with the
taking
winner.
third in the Juvie, and really it was one horse that pushed Ted Nafi a bit in that race, and yeah, I was
I'm not sold on that horse being a classic distance horse yet. That's part of why I didn't include him in there. Maybe I'm wrong that and if I'm wrong, it's just he hasn't matured enough yet. And he's run against much better competition than my number four. But I know that my number four can handle a mile and an eighth.
who's your number four?
Paladin.
Love that horse.
I do too. I'm really excited about this horse. I loved the way he finished, and he just looked like he wanted a lot more than a mile and an
Yep.
eighth. He was,
Yeah,
just looks like that fighter that knocked out competition and said, "All right, now who's coming at me?"
yeah.
And he was all muddy, and yeah, that so he slid in my four Further Ado just because he won, and Paladin just how he looked at a mile and an eighth. If if I have to take two of the three horses, including Brant at this point, I would go with those two. So Paladin's my number four.
Yeah, Chad Brown trained. Yeah, love him.
Yeah,
I
he
have him
looked.
actually higher. I have him on my list, but he's coming up higher.
I was tempted. I was tempted, and I dug a little deeper on the numbers and did some comparisons,
So,
and it's
so
not
who?
going to surprise me if this horse shows up in the money in any of the Triple Crown races. Like,
100%.
it to me, it seemed like a similar performance to Mo Donegal and Zandon
Yeah,
and Dornock, all made noises in the Triple Crown races. So I really like Paladin.
kind of a blue collar horse. I like him. I agree. Who
Yep.
you got at number three?
Who was your four? Was it Brant?
Brant. Yeah, it was my four.
Okay. I went Mr. AP.
I would have, but rumor has it he might be hurt.
I've heard that too, but until I know,
Yeah. Yeah, no,
yeah,
right.
I mean,
Because
and there's still
rumor,
time. There's still time for him to get ready for the Derby, even if he is. Depends on
yeah,
how hurt, right?
yeah,
But
man.
at this point, because he finished second to Nafi, didn't he? In the
Yep.
yeah,
Ahead
and I
of
think
Brand.
that's a big deal.
Yeah.
Yep, he beat.
Great horse if he's healthy
Um,
and they get him to the track once before the, you know, which,
and that's no, and part of that is I really respect Brandt, because I don't necessarily think he's going to be a classic horse, more of a Citizen Bull type horse, um, to withstand that pace thing and keep going. He took advantage of it, I suppose, a little bit. But at this point, I'd rather have him and potential.
yeah, yeah. Sounds
How
good.
about you?
My number three, Napoleon Solo.
Love
Two
that
two
horse.
starts, two wins. The Champagne Stakes, whew, looked good. Um,
And I checked yesterday, and again, I'm not even going to sweat it because the Holy Bull is not for another few weeks. Um, but I don't see any official works. Have you seen? Have you heard
oh
any rumors?
no,
Yeah, okay.
I
I've
haven't heard
heard that he's
anything
down in
bad, but
Florida.
yeah, yeah,
Keep my fingers crossed because I thought that was just a lights out performance, and I'm really intrigued.
yeah. I was part of me was kind of hoping to see him at the Breeders' Cup after that, and then yeah, really has kind of fallen off the radar, so to speak. So, but
Yeah, and part of it, I know your favorite horse, well, at least has been in the past. I don't know if that's changed. I haven't asked you in a while, but in the past, your favorite horse was Seattle
oh
Slew,
yeah, still is.
right?
Yep.
Yeah, and there's part of me that's just jonesing for that type of horse that has the has the type of speed to go get the lead in the Derby and then just says, "Come get me,"
Yeah.
because it's been a while where we've had that type of a horse that has that speed truly that isn't from a cheater like Maxim Security was. Um, and didn't win, not any fault of the horse, but that would be really fun. And
Yeah.
Napoleon so had boy, that was those early fractions in that race were smoking, and
Mystery.
he still was running just fine through the stretch.
Yeah.
Um,
My
and that's your number three.
that was my number three. My number two is Paladin. Your number four. I love
Okay.
Paladin. As we said blue collar, a Chad Brown horse, Pratt
Yeah,
aboard,
there's
two wins. Yeah.
yeah.
Ramsey.
I'm not. I of the horses that are on our top four here so far.
Mm,
Um, that would be the one horse I would be the most surprised to not see in the money in one of the Triple Crown races, if everybody stays healthy.
yeah.
Like making that big assumption, and he qualifies, is healthy enough to qualify. But boy, based on his first two races and the connections
Yeah.
and how he did it, I'd be really surprised to not see that horse in the money in one of the Triple Crown races.
Yeah. All right. Who's your number two?
I had Napoleon Solo,
Okay.
um, and again, I thought his performance was better than Paladin's. And in general, I'd rather I want that early tactical speed. I've made that mistake way too many times in the Derby to make my key horse somebody that's got to come off the pace, and that's just asking a lot in a 20 horse field and all the things that can go awry. Um, that's why I had Napoleon Solo higher than Paladin.
All right.
Um, I think if he can prove to have some distance, that'd be a very intriguing horse with that early speed.
Yeah. Well, everybody's number one,
Yeah. Yep.
Ted Knopf.
Um, and I think just being an American, you're always looking for the underdog. But the more I looked at it, I was like, okay, I can't, and I'm sure you're the same way. Um, because the part, and I know we talked about it after the classic, and I think it's an important part. I don't think he had been quote unquote punched in the mouth yet until the classic or the breed the not the classic, excuse juvie.
Juvie.
And it was a smaller field, but Brant and Mr. AP,
Yeah.
he looked like a horse that realized, oh, okay, this is what I do now. I just gallop home. And they said, no, the race isn't over yet. And once he realized, oh, you guys are still trying, he found just a little more and put him away. And that was it wasn't slam dunk put him away, but he re-engaged, and I think that's why I kept him on top. Like, I think that's the first time he realized he had to,
And
after he beat the horses, and he did. And those were good horses. Brant's going to be a really good horse, and I like Mr. AP's potential.
Yeah.
So we'll see. But so far, I don't know how you can have him not as your best horse.
He's 4 for 4. He's made 1.6 million already. It's rare that you get the Breeders' Cup Juvie winner to be the Derby winner, but man, we may have it in Ted Nafi. It's a long ways to go.
Yeah, he's long ways to go, and a lot of health things and whatnot, but he's done nothing wrong, and the connections you can't argue with, So
all right.
Have we heard one last thing on that whole thing? I can't recall where the rumor is he's going to go. Is he going to Florida or New York?
Florida, I've heard.
Yeah, that's typical for that type of Fletcher horse.
Okay. Yeah. So, but we'll see. I mean, that's a long ways away, and Fletcher can change his mind.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, hey, let's wrap this up. Do you have a good New Year's?
You do the same. I think we'll reconvene. Because we got a couple races coming up. That'd be Saturday, I think. Saturday or Sunday.
Yeah. So let's try
Smarty Jones and the drum.
Get back at it. All right.
Sounds perfect. All right. Well, yes. Have a happy New Year to you, and say hello to the fam.
Will do.
And we'll reconnect as the week as we get into the new year.
All right. Happy New Year.